Flemming,
Thank
to
you.
this little interview. You just got certified, and I think you just received the certificate today, actually, with ISO 27001.
Yes.
And we did not color coordinate before this this call, but we both took our best shirt on, so this is how it looks. So Flemming, you are the CEO of Culturedrivers in Copenhagen. Will you give us a little bit of what is Culturedrivers? What do you do? Who do you help?
Yeah, we're a relatively small company that helps some very big companies in building culture and executing strategy in different ways. We have a lot of different services, and and some of it is about assessments. A big specialty is team assessments, and our newest specialty is business games, where we use business games to engage leaders and other employees in large companies in how to act in new environments as a consequence of new strategies, changes in the marketplace and everything. Then we have this concept where people can play themselves into new realities, and that's a safe place to practice new behavior. And it's fun to make, and it's fun to be part of. And that's kind of our biggest thing moving forward.
That sounds pretty amazing and fun. And you do that in a software, or is it more like in real life?
It is a software based, and we use a lot of AI in that. So we have you can interactive AI characters, but it is basically a game where, for example, in Vestas we had 85 teams in a big top management conference where 85 teams were competing. So everybody started with the same basic numbers, but then as the game unfolded, you saw larger and larger differences in how the customer reacts and all the different things. So it's it's an interactive game, but you play it in small teams that then compete against each other, and then you debrief everything. So people get to learn. So what did we actually learn here? The debriefing is just as important of course as the actual gaming. So where we help understand what are the rules, what are the criteria for good decisions and less good decisions in a lot of different situations. Yeah.
Wow, it sounds like a big setup actually.
Yeah, it's quite. It is also. It is a big thing. Yeah.
So what triggered your company to go for the ISO 27001 certificate?
Yeah, it actually started a couple of years back, and it's about the whole when we onboard a new customer, the whole process of getting approved is tedious and long. And as we are a small company, so we don't have a department for certifications and blah blah, and we don't have any legal department. We are just really trying to be as lean as possible. But some of these processes took extremely long time and were very time demanding also in terms of work effort. So we had one of the big customers we brought in. It was a 6-month process. And I think it personally ended up spending maybe 80 or 90 hours or something on it, which is a hell of a lot of time in our little universe. So and as we are planning to bring in more customers, we wanted to make that process faster and more effective. And clearly, when people ask us, "Oh, are anybody auditing you?" No. And do we have this? Nope. Then we could see we got the long questionnaires instead of the short questionnaires, and that we wanted to change. That was a big thing. You can also say the AI have been an increasing motivator, that because we work so extensively with AI models and we spend a lot of time being responsible in terms of using GDPR-based solutions that are under the right laws and in the right things, but people are so scared and uncertain about AI that we also said, that's fine that I say, yeah, it's completely safe, guys, to have somebody else come in and verify that. So in essence, is speeding up the approval process, the onboarding of new customers is the most important part.
Yeah, so it makes that super much faster and easier for them to say yes to you.
So we hope we'll do that now. But
yes.
Good.
Do you develop your own AI models, or is it more like you use existing model in the product?
We are more like our platform integrates a lot of different AI models, and not only the LLM models. I think we currently supports 20 different models, and we just added 6 over the last 1.5 months, by the way. So we're just increasing that, but our service is organizing how all of these are collaborating. And then, by the way, we also do auto video creation. So we do custom video creation and live videos and all kind of other fun stuff. So it's a whole load of AI services that we are basically tying together and making sure that that all the prompts basically work with high credibility. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, so we are architecting the AI structures and the prompts and making it all work.
Yeah, and this is what a lot of tech companies are doing now, integrating the AI models, and here the ISO 27001 can also help with customers feeling secure in using a product like that.
That's very important. Yeah.
Okay, and so why did you choose CyberJuice to do this, to get the ISO certificate and the solution for this?
Well, first of all, I would say that you were the first who brought to us the idea that we actually could even think about being authorized, because I've been aware about the need for several years since we onboarded Jeff in 2018. So it has been a challenge underway, but I've just always found it to be just such a huge task. That it was not realistic. So wish we could go there, but it's probably unrealistic for such a small company. And I thought the barrier would be really, really hundreds and hundreds of hours and hundreds of thousands of Danish kroner. And then you came, you reached out. I think we had some engagement many years ago, knew each other slightly. But you brought up the concept, and I had also you had credibility in my book that it was worth looking into, and then we started looking at it. And you presented me with prices and time frames that were, for the first time I ever heard about it, much more within our range. So I thought that's interesting. And then you convinced me that it was a route, and again, yeah, managed expectation in terms of how much work would it cost, and also I say the prices, the onboarding pricing were quite attractive compared to our situations. So yeah, so I never looked for competitors, to be quite honest. We basically trusted you, and that turned out to be a good decision. I will say already now.
Well, thank you for that. And I think it is a really common, well, not misunderstanding, but it has been like that. Many vendors will make it a huge, big project and enterprise solution, even for a smaller company like yours. So that is, so I'm happy you say that, because we really want to be the go-to solution for the smaller tech companies. So it actually fits with the needs, and still get you certified, because that's what it's about in the end.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. And how did working with CyberJuice feel once you got started?
I think it's been a fine process. You can say that spending time on authorizations and stuff like that is not the most popular task. Our developers would rather develop than spending meetings on documentations and the different areas. So we start a little bit uphill on this area, but I will say that all in all, it turned out to be a remarkably, it was much easier than we anticipated at the end of the day. I think it was a 6 to 8 weeks period where they had to spend a couple of hours a week or something like that, and we managed to be more or less within that time frame, and I think we were all positively surprised about that it actually met the expectations, which I think was pretty much what you've set us in line on. So it's not the most popular activity in the universe to spend this much time on documentation, but all in all, the developers have also appreciated it.
So we made it less painful than you anticipated.
Yeah, exactly. It's never going to be the most popular thing, but less painful is, you definitely did that.
That's good. All right. What surprised you the most during the process? Like what was maybe easier or harder than expected?
You can say I'm still amazed to look through all these documents, and why the hell do we need so many documents that are almost overlapping and with all these principles and concepts over that? So that's one thing, but that's just how life is, and so that's what you need to be certified, and that's another discussion. But again, I will mention that it ended up that one of our developers actually took it all and put it into our service and created an AI on top of that. So it actually means that when I actually now need I use our own service to find the answers. So that's really nice. But the whole document chaos is chaos in my book. Was one surprise. The other ones, I think, is that I underestimated how it would also change how we actually think and talk about security issues, because the whole process have matured us all into talking about these different issues, and I would say that we have had incidents in our operations over the years. And we've always tried to be super reactive and stuff, but we didn't really have a language for it. And we were missing some of the tools, and where do we write it down, and who do we inform when and there? It was more unclear. And I think that some of the things that came out of the whole process have been that we have a language now when we develop new functionality. If it's something that is slightly dangerous, we will have a discussion about it, and I think we're all more confident in talking about it, where sometimes in the past we might have evaded some of the topic. And then I would say that the ISMS that we ended up developing in Trello actually again is a very meaningful and useful tool to, again, also the practical stuff about offboarding and onboarding people, and just remembering all these different routines, instead of just relying on somebody remembering all of these things. It's actually been surprisingly valuable. So I think I never actually also. We had the first process where we just got a compliance, and then we just recently, after a little break, took over the certification. But already after the compliance, it has matured us in many ways, and maybe that was also why the certification process actually ended up being remarkably smooth. So.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. That's what they look for, that you actually have integrated in your company. That's an amazing story, Flemming. Actually, what you're saying is that you went through a transformation as a company, became more mature, and you said you feel more confident, and it had value.
Yeah.
So all of those things, make me very happy, because then it's not just a checkmark exercise and just a painful checkmark exercise, but actually you grew as a company, and growing comes with a little bit of pain. But then at the end, you see the result, and I can see it makes you smile. So
yeah, but I'm super happy about this. Yeah.
And maybe I just want to add one more thing, because I love what you said about you added an AI interaction with your documents, because that is in the CyberJuice platform as well now. So we're just a little bit behind you on that.
That's
so
fine.
That's excellent.
Oh.
Okay, and you just had your first external audit and certification audit with the auditor from PJR. And how did that process go?
Again, I would say this was even further above expectations, because the first process, that was a lot of work and so on and so forth. And I think we were actually prepared. I think our ISO, we started up in November, so we basically said we're going to be done in Q1. So that was our ambition, and we also had a little there's going to be this and that and all these kind of tasks, expected tasks. And I think right now the big feeling here is the absence of tasks. That we basically got approved first right round, and to my recollection, we didn't get one single area where there was anything to criticize at all. So we didn't have to do a single correction, and that was really beyond what we expected. So that was amazing, how smooth the process worked. I will say that I was very happy that you took on the task of fronting the auditor. So I was more in a backup situation. I had these couple of meetings and followed the whole process, but I'm sure it was a great help that I didn't have to go in this strange role with also the references and language, which is still not that natural to me. So that was super helpful. But so that combination was fantastic, and we're still amazed that we got the certification this easy.
Yeah. So what I heard from the auditor was 0 findings, 0 non-conformities. You just went through like straight A. And he was very impressed with the maturity of the ISMS and your engagement as a CEO. And just for people watching this to explain, so CyberJuice hosted the audit. So that's a service we provide on top of our platform that you can get that help. So you don't need to sit with the auditor as much. You can really minimize the time you need to spend through the audit itself. So that's what we did for you.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So my final question is, would you recommend CyberJuice to another startup or small company, and why? Well,
first, I unconditionally would recommend, and it sounds almost too much, and we have the same shirts on and everything, so it looks like it's done. But I honestly believe that it's very rare that you get these promises. You can do this super easy. It's not up. But in this case, it has proven to be true from end to end. And so I'm super happy customer, and therefore, of course, I hope I will always recommend, just as my super happy customers always also recommends me. It's only a pleasure to recommend. I think you have the approach is very, very suitable for a company of our kind. So I can only recommend others to go that way.
Yeah. And thank you so much for that. I mean, that's an incredible testimonial. And just when you say a company of your kind, how would you describe that? What is the fit here?
That's a good thing. What I do know is about that we're a very small company, and I think you also told me one thing up front was that the more people we had, the more hassle it would be to implement. So we're also motivated. So we're a team of 6 people, so it's very manageable from that aspect, and I'm sure you can scale up to something. But I don't know how it works when it becomes small. But I can talk about such a small company. Yeah.
So it's the size primarily.
Yes, it is, because from the other side, I think we have all the challenges in the universe of a company from development, tons of development, lots of AI, hosting, and the EU problems, GDPR compliance, and AI Act, and all of that. So I think we have all of that. But I think especially for a small company, it's been super nice. But my expectation would be if we were 30, 40, 50, whatever. I would expect the same to be true.